I, yeah, I decided to stay a little busy today. So this thing is it's a Skidoo dolly for underneath skis, and I cut it in two and welded. You can see right there, I welded a bolt with stick weld. I welded a bolt to this bracket that goes up through with a nut to bolt it to this square channel here that's directly below one of the walls up above. And I drilled a hole here. I didn't bother fixing that because I'm going to add to it. So anyway, I cut this here piece of pipe, and it's going to go right here as a spacer, the same as this here is going to be spot welded. I'll have to weld it to it on the edge, same as I'm going to weld here. So I've been tinkering here with my entertainment, and this is a 16th plate, and this goes in just like that. And you can see I weld it here along the edge. I'll weld it here, and then I'll weld it to that bracket right here and put a bolt up through it with that pipe and a washer on each end, and weld it on right here and down there. And I might drill a couple holes in it right here before I put it up in, so it can be welded in there as well, because I want this anchored to that, because this is bolted to the upper floor. And then I'll put that little pipe right there in between here and the bolt. I'm having troubles right now finding a bolt. So, and I took this plastic thing down, and that's my return line, and I can smell gas. So I'm not going to weld. There's no welding until I take the tank down, or at least plug off that line. But anyway, that's that where this is bolted, and this will be bolted, and that's bolted and welded to it with spacers. That should make this as a sort of a box section going up to the floor up above, which is quite curved around. So it's thin, but it's fairly strong, as strong as the car. And that channel up there, that square, is directly below the wall that goes up towards the back window, or the side back window. So it's right on the seam. And then, of course, I have to do this afterwards, continuing with my patches. But I'm trying to get the anchored first patch in that's going to be the main support, and then I can just fill the rest in basically with sheet metal, as long as it's thick enough. But I'll use this. I got quite a bit of that 16th inch plate. And the car's not worth doing, but if I fix that anchored spot and make it so it can go up on a hoist, I have an idea that the strain on that for driving would be, if you hit a bunch of bad potholes, it would try to rip that anchor out of the body. I don't think it's going to want to fall up in the body, because the weight of the car is sitting on the springs. So, and that's back 2 feet above the wheel. So it's mostly just to make sure it stays in the car and doesn't get ripped out when you hit bad potholes. And of course, it has to go up on a hoist. And the rest of the floor can be cobbled in, because these cars, well, the name, Cobalt, and you just, instead of putting a T on the end, put an L, and it's cobble. So anyway, over here I got this 2 inch by 1 inch, eighth of an inch thick, kind of a U channel or C channel, and I'm going to cut this and weld it in as well, and that's what the hoist can go on. So there will be no question where you put the hoist. And so that's why when I fitted this up in, that's why I tucked it up in so far, so I'd have room to put that U-channel. Plus, when the cable goes down, it wants to sit behind this lip, and if that stuck down too far, then the cable sticks down below, and I don't want the cable sticking down below. But anyway, gives me something to do. Yeah, it's nasty out tonight. It's nice and warm. It's like, it must be at least 7 or 8 degrees. And it's windy and rainy. And it's so miserable, the cat's still in the house. He's not coming out. But I'm not going to weld. I'm going to have to get the MIG welder going. I stick welded those bolts on that, and I had a hell of a time because my rods have moisture in them, and I went through like half a dozen rods before I finally got it welded. But kind of a messy job. But if I can work with a stick welder when the rods are no good, and I can get it to work and get a bead, I have an idea the MIG welder can't be any harder than that. So I'm going to go in that direction, see what I can do. But anyway, I just thought I'd share this little bit of misery with everybody. But as I said, when that pipe is up in there with a bolted through, that'll anchor all this to the upper floor in 3 spots. So, it should kind of carry the weight. And then I'll box the rest of it in. And up above, you can see this one's pretty close to this wall. And of course, that's where this one's going to be. And do the same on the other side. Well, bye for now.